Even Premier League footballers rely on what we call external confidence. Score in one game leads to scoring in the next game, and it's all because they're feeling confident. But then the moment they aren't doing as well, they go a game or two without scoring, or they miss a few chances that they really should have scored. They're not feeling as good anymore. They're feeling a lot less confident. So when you allow yourself to have external confidence, you're volunteering to go on that roller coaster of, if I'm playing well, then I'm feeling good, but if I'm not playing well, then I'm not feeling good. So it's a lot more beneficial and consistent to have internal confidence. And internal confidence is basically morning squad. Welcome back to another episode. Wednesday the 29th of November, and winter is here.
Winter is here.
Over the past couple of months, I've had a few alright performances in matches and some bad performances in training. As a result, I haven't been playing a ton in matches. Then we had a friendly 2.5 weeks ago and did pretty well in that. I haven't been playing in competitive matches and the training hasn't been going well. I haven't been high quality in training, making a lot of mistakes, getting shouted at by some of the coaches for messing up the drills. So it just got me thinking about what is my best course of action from this point. And I think probably the most important thing for me at this stage is to earn my starting position back. And so I'm willing to put certain things to the side, not necessarily to the side, but reduce things like my lifting and a little bit reduce the volume of my own individual football training, but primarily reduce the intensity of my lifting so that I'm fresher for training and can show that I'm playing well in training so that I can earn my starting spot back on Saturdays. Or if I come on Saturdays, I'm fresh and can perform well. We had training last night. It just got me thinking once again about the importance of internal confidence. And so you see even a lot of Premier League high performance professional footballers, a lot of them rely on what we call external confidence. So you see it all the time. It's especially obvious in strikers, say in the Premier League. They're playing a game, they score a goal, they're feeling good, they feel confident, and often they can go on like a streak of goals, score in one game leads to scoring in the next game, and it's all because they're feeling good and they're feeling confident. But then the moment they aren't doing as well, so say they go a game or two or three without scoring, or they miss a few chances that they really should have scored, they're not feeling as good anymore and they're feeling a lot less confident, and as a result they're a lot less likely to score in their upcoming games. So it's like they're relying on that external confidence of scoring the goals to feel good and to perform well. And so when you allow yourself to have external confidence, you're volunteering to go on that roller coaster of, if I'm playing well, then I'm feeling good, but if I'm not playing well, then I'm not feeling good. So it's a lot more beneficial and consistent to have internal confidence. So that's the kind of confidence that I try to have. And internal confidence is basically an inherent belief in your abilities, and it doesn't rely on recent evidence of performance to remain confident. So for me recently, over the past couple of months, I haven't been doing that well in matches or training, and as a result, if I had external confidence, I would feel very low confidence right now. But thankfully I've been working on having internal confidence, and even though I haven't been doing that well in matches or training, I still feel just as confident as when things are going incredibly well, because I know when I'm making mistakes and stuff in training, it's because of how tired my legs are from lifting. Like, I just know the difference in my ability between when I'm rested and when I'm not rested from lifting heavy. Like, when my legs are tired, I just can't move them as fast, which is pretty obvious to say, but I'm just way less coordinated after lifting because you're essentially breaking down your muscles. So obviously they're not going to be as efficient or as good as when they're fully rested. And so even though I've had low quality matches and trainings, I still have that belief that I'm an absolute baller whenever I'm fresh. And as a result, yesterday training, I guess over the past week and a half, I've reduced my lifting intensity, and so been fresher at training. And then first training session back there on Tuesday, it was just what I expected. Like, I was just playing well, making way fewer mistakes, and just being really sharp and clinical on the ball. It's cool to see. Even though I have that internal confidence, it's so easy to forget how well I can play when I'm playing on fresh legs. So that's the difference between internal and external confidence, and my encouragement to you to develop your internal confidence. What are the ways to develop your internal confidence? Primarily, you've got to detach yourself from the outcome. If you attach yourself to the outcome, you're always going to be beholden to your last performance. Like, If you have a good last performance, you'll be feeling good. If you have a bad last performance, you won't be feeling good. So detach yourself from the outcome and focus on what you can control, which is your training and your process. Focus on that. If you have your training in place, you'll be able to think back to the times in training where you've performed a certain action like 8 times out of 10. You'll be able to think back to those moments where you've performed a certain action or a certain process very consistently, and instead of just thinking back to your last performance, you can think back to all those times you were able to consistently perform a certain action, and that can give you that internal confidence and that internal belief that you'll be able to perform that action again in the present and the future. And on a similar note with developing internal confidence, it's practicing the actions that you're going to be doing during a match. So like when it comes to the match, you're not doing them for the first time. You have that practice behind you, and you know that you've performed these actions hundreds or thousands of times, and so it's just a matter of doing it another one time. So I think the best way to summarize what I'm saying about how to develop internal confidence can be summarized by a quote by Alex Ramosi, and it's simply outwork your self-doubt. So the practice that you put in will give you the confidence, the internal confidence that you can perform well when expected. You can perform a certain action consistently. That's what internal confidence is all about. If you believe you can perform a certain action consistently, you're confident in your ability to perform that action. So for any of you sports people or performers out there, if you do music or performing work or whatever you do, just try to develop that internal confidence and it will serve you well. That's all for this episode. Yeah, I believe we've got a match coming up this Saturday. I think it's against Tobermoor away in the cup. It was cancelled last time because the pitch was a state, and it's pretty chilly outside, so I don't know what kind of state this pitch is going to be in. But hopefully we have a game this weekend. But anyway, until next time, folks, take care. See ya.
Goodbye, friend.